What's poppin' knights? It's OnoKage, otherwise known as the King, and I come to you with another exciting part 2. What if the UZUMAKI clan survived? Now, as you can probably tell, my voice does feel like it's back to normal. I could talk a little bit before coughing, so I feel like I have enough energy to record this next part. So, I hope you love it. I'm going to get right down to it so that I don't prolong and go a little bit too go too far with it. And little thing that I want to say before I get into it, I'm going to mention it in the next comments and call outs, but there is another YouTuber who had my idea to rewrite Sakura's character. Now, I did not watch his video, so I did not copy any of his ideas. I don't want to be seen as stealing his ideas, but it's more for me because I don't want to see myself retroactively taking his ideas and applying them to my story. So, hope you enjoy it when it comes out. Stay tuned. It's a pretty big project. It's probably the biggest project I've done on this channel so far. Other than that, let's get into the recap. Last time on What If the UZUMAKI clan survived, Nozomi finally agreed to stop sheltering her emotions after a lot of pressure from her team and a fight with Sasuke. Nozomi no longer has to hide her tears. And after they're done fighting, Nozomi bawls her eyes out. She vents all of her frustrations while Jiraiya and Tsunade hold a conversation on the child that Tsunade had left behind. That child being Minato, the son she feels she must distance herself from, going as far as to change his name from Senju to Namikaze, a clan that has long since been destroyed. She does all of this out of fear that if she let her son get close to her, he'd die, just like her lover Dan and her brother Nawaki. But now, Tsunade has seen the folly of her ways, being introduced to Naruto, her grandson she didn't know about, and Orochimaru, letting her know that her son is now on his deathbed because of the snake. Now, Tsunade and Jiraiya plan to kill Orochimaru, while Naruto, Nozomi, and Sasuke train to get better to combat the sages. Now, we begin this part as a war is brewing in the horizon. Let's get into it! Woo!
I got the heat dome. Got the flow going crazy, that's a shuttle clone. I switch it up and interchange and yeah, that's how the story goes. Shorygan or Rinnegan, pick one. Either way, you'll stay gone, cause bygones ain't bygones. Then in my hand, make your all go and run. If I just pull that rock, you are so stay like a cost. These hands is napalm. Fuck around and find out what I breathe with the sample. Someone put the brakes like an ape, you a prince. Oh, I'm a king, what you tell me with no prince? Look, got the knife right behind me in the back. Still gonna fall down when the dogs attack. Oh, like you know, see, I'm the leader of the pack. So what you lay down, bitch, pay respect.
Our heroes are rushing to the battlefield, the place where they saw Tsunade squaring off with Orochimaru. They're leaping from rooftop to rooftop, gaining speed when a golden arrow is centimeters from ripping off Nozumi's head. If it wasn't for Shizune's ability to sense chakra, she would have been dead. The kids look around, but they find nothing until Naruto activates his Fumingan. Shizune begins sensing chakra around them, and they realize they're trapped in a spider's web. As Shizune exclaims, "We're trapped, and I can't pinpoint the jutsu caster. They're too far away." Shizune then looks at the kids, but she grows concerned when she sees Naruto and Nozomi staring off into space. But her concern quickly turns to understanding when she sees that the two's brows are furrowed. The Fumingan, it allows them to see chakra signatures. They found the enemy. Nozomi whispers, "Hey, this guy doesn't know how the Fumingan works." Sasuke nods as he preps the skeletal hand of Susanoo to protect his team, as he calmly says, "Yeah, but his attacks are too fast for the Sharingan's kinetic vision. I didn't even see that arrow coming until it was too late. Who is this guy? And is he in league with Orochimaru?" But Naruto yells, "I don't care who he is, he's in the way!" But that's when Shizune's face grows into a horrified panic as another arrow collides with Sasuke Susanoo, embedding itself in the skeletal hand of his construct. When Shizune yells, "Sasuke, I think you're right. We were making a beeline towards Orochimaru, but then this guy has a trap waiting for us? I think Lady Tsunade and Master Jiraiya are walking into an ambush. We need to hurry." Team 7 nods as Naruto stands behind Sasuke Susanoo. He looks at the chakra-based weaponry that's being held at them. Maybe he could snipe back at the assailant. But he notices that he can't copy the jutsu structure, so it must be a Kekkei Genkai. Sasuke then begins formulating a plan as he relays it to his team. He hasn't fired another volley of arrows, so he must be changing his position. We may be sensory ninja, but we're close-range fighters. We need to take this time and make up for the distance, or we're dead. That's when Shizune smiles. What if we distract him with numbers? And Naruto scratches his head, saying, I got it. Naruto then makes 25 shadow clones, using his Fumingan to place seals on the walls of the cage. He uses them as a teleporting, makeshift ladder, climbing higher and higher along the walls of this cage. As each clone gets destroyed as they grow closer, one clone breaks through his defenses, placing a seal directly behind the assassin. As that clone is destroyed, the assassin laughs. Ha! Cute trick. But did you idiots really think that would be enough? And as that information from that clone being destroyed was transmuted back to Naruto, he makes 3 more clones that teleport through that signal, grabbing Nozomi, Sasuke, and Shizune, using Naruto's flying Raijin. Sasuke begins charging a Chidori in his palm. The blue sparks turn a blazing red as he charges his burning Hulk's talent. Or, you could call it the Ryu no Taka no Toron, if, you're a weeb. Like me. Yeah. So like right in between the eyes, you could just kill Nozomi adds wind chakra to her palm, shaping it with the flames inside her hand as she yells, Tempest Fist. And with a faint yellow flash, our heroes are right behind their assassin. He activates his curse mark, transforming his body. His skin starts to go into a deeper red as his teeth turn to fangs. His hair grows wild. He laughs. Ha! You brats are way better than Lord Orochimaru said. But it doesn't matter. You die here. He begins to push our heroes back, but Nozomi smiles, causing confusion to our assassin. What's wrong, Grunt? Losing your mind in the face of death. I pity you, but it's a reasonable reaction. Nozomi then smiles confidently as she exclaims, We figured you were in league with the snake, but now that we know, I don't feel bad about what comes next. At that second, Nozumi's cheek starts to bleed as our spidery assassin has his face contort in fear as his arms that were protecting him from Sasuke begin to fall away from his torso, letting Sasuke move freely as he rushes, piercing him in the shoulder that was home to the arms that were holding back Nozomi. As his arms drop, Nozomi comes in for the kill, unleashing the tempest that she holds in her palm that jettisons their assailant towards the ground. He lands with a loud thud as our heroes go down to see what remains of their spidery assassin. They see a man missing 3 arms, a wound seared open in his shoulder. Y'all, he looks like a mess. Shizune holds a scalpel to his throat to interrogate the spider for information. She yells, What is Orochimaru planning? And don't you dare bother lying. These kids Fumingan can see right through it. Nozomi whispers in Naruto's ear, Wait, can the Fumingan see lies? Sasuke overhears and punches Nozomi in the side. Ah! Not in the fuck! Oh, I hope that was funny. If not, I'm dumb as shit. The spider, who lays before them near death, begins laughing ominously as he says, You think that I tell you anything? You think that you could do worse to me with your little knife than what Lord Orochimaru would do? You need to stay in your lane. This is bigger than any of us. The spider goes into a coughing fit before hacking up blood until he stops moving, forcing Team 7 to sit there, staring at his dead body for a few moments. This being their first kill, they don't completely understand how to feel about this. That's when Shizune pulls them in close for a hug, saying, You kids did good, but we don't have time to think about this, and I'm sorry. We need to keep moving. They nod, accepting the distraction, and begin to head off. Meanwhile, Tsunade is standing off with Orochimaru, while Jiraiya hides in the bushes, waiting for the opportunity to attack. While Orochimaru begins to speak. Oh, Tsunade, you've made it. So I can assume the answer. Yes, I'll help you, Orochimaru. So long as you keep your end of the bargain. Oh, but of course, Tsunade. You wound me even assuming I wouldn't. But you should know.
I don't much care for being followed.
And at that second, the ground beneath Jiraiya begins to shake as if in fear of what comes next as they hear
Bracken's dance.
as hundreds of sharp bone-like spears pierce the ground beneath where Jiraiya lay. And he's able to dodge, but not without damage. Oozing blood from his shoulder and abdomen, he stands with eyes full of rage. Damn it, Tsunade. He knew I was laying there. And the poison, it's not fully out of my system yet. This is an ambush. The plan didn't change, Jiraiya. Orochimaru dies. Today. Tsunade then rushes in, her fist trained on Orochimaru, but it was stopped by Jirobo, who guards his master, activating the second stage of his curse mark to even attempt to hold back Tsunade's rage. But she merely plants her feet and twists her hip. She drives the punch in more, knocking Jirobo far back until he's unconscious, embedded into the near side of a mountain. She then turns, quickly finding Orochimaru again as she shifts her weight, going in for another strike. But she's stopped as a spear is launched towards her head. She has to lean back, but she doesn't just dodge. Tsunade counters, grabbing the bone-like appendage that extends from this boy's arm. She grabs it and slams him onto the ground, cracking it beneath the force of her strike. Through the rubble and dust, she looks towards Orochimaru and yells, "Orochimaru, do you really think these kids could stop me from killing you?" The snake smiles wickedly as he exclaims, "Oh, of course not, Tsunade." Bracken's dance, interrupting the two as the ground erupts into a bog of bone spears. Tsunade is forced to jump to dodge the attack. As she's in the air, she looks and she sees Jiraiya fighting 3 giants and 2 twins. She looks back at Orochimaru, but she can't find that boy that's always with him until she hears, "Where are you looking?" Kabuto forms a chakra scalpel right in front of her. He severs her muscle tendons on her left shoulder and thigh, rendering them useless. He then kicks her towards the ground as she lays before Orochimaru. He smiles as he says, "I know my sound form can't kill you or Jiraiya. Not alone, but together. They can overwhelm any foe, including one of the legendary Sanin." Tsunade begins healing herself stealthily. As she yells, "Why don't you just kill me then, Orochimaru?" The snake begins to walk towards Jiraiya, who is fighting Tayuya, her summons, and Sakon and Ukon. As he walks, he's joined by Kirimaru and Kabuto. He begins to pull out the blade of grasses as he laughs sadistically, smiling. "Oh, because I'm hoping you see the error of your ways. Once I show you what happens when you defy me." They all begin to rush Jiraiya. He notices. He wipes the blood from his shoulder. He begins to add to his eye paint. He then presses his palms together, charging his chakra, using Tayuya's summons as cover. As he weaves in between their legs, avoiding the strikes of Sakon and Ukon, Kirimaru rushes him, making a beeline for Jiraiya, who rolls off of his attack, but his headband was taken off. Jiraiya then yells, "Bring down the house jutsu!" summoning a 1,000-pound frog to crush the bones of Kirimaru, but it wasn't enough. His ability to reinforce his bones saved his life, but he is pinned, giving Orochimaru and Kabuto the opportunity to rush in together while Jiraiya was distracted by his opponent. Orochimaru brandishing his blade and Kabuto his chakra scalpel. Jiraiya obviously takes the most dangerous one of the two to counter his attack, that being Orochimaru, but he didn't expect Kabuto to aim for his throat. As Kabuto is centimeters away from striking Orochimaru, he gets leg dropped by a kick from the heavens as Tsunade yells, "Go to hell." Kabuto, with a cracked skull, begins to stand up as he yells, How are you standing here right now? I severed your muscle fibers." Tsunade spits on the ground as she looks at Kabuto. "Yeah, you did. Then I repaired them. I'm one of the greatest medical ninja alive. For you to even think you had the upper hand shows you underestimated the Sanin. All you did was give me the opportunity to find out your greatest weakness in this battle." Kabuto has finished healing his skull as he exclaims back, "And what's that, Tsunade?" She smiles as she rushes in again, "That you can't kill me." Meanwhile, Jiraiya and Orochimaru are squaring off head to head. Orochimaru is striking while Jiraiya is evading each attack, gathering his senjutsu. Well, Jiraiya,
Doesn't this remind you of the old days?
As Orochimaru was bragging, Kabuto comes launching in, unable to control his trajectory, being launched by Tsunade. She knocks Orochimaru and Kabuto into the body of Jirobo, killing him. She then begins healing Jiraiya, who exclaims to Orochimaru,
Yeah, I guess it does, Orochimaru. But this time, I won't make the same mistake of letting you live. Good. You finally got the guts to put him down. I never could stand that kid. So why don't we bury him back in his den, Jiraiya boy?
as Orochimaru walks from the debris and rubble that she was embedded into. He looks at Tsunade. The diamond on her forehead extend, layering an intricate design that goes down her body. And Jiraiya is more frog-like in appearance, warts protruding from his nose. His feet and hands are webbed as he yells at his old friend.
Ma, Pa, today, we call the snake that's been poisoning the leaf for years.
Orochimaru cackles wickedly as a giant cloud of smoke appears from beneath him. It's a snake, Manda. He rides on the top of it. As his porcelain skin begins to grow scales, his molars grow into fangs as poison begins to seep from his tongue. His shirt begins to tear as a snake grows and extends from his stomach and horns sprout from his head. He smiles as he looks down on his former team, surrounded by his students.
But if the leaf was crippled against the poison of a snake, what hope can they hold against a dragon?
Orochimaru cackles wickedly as he yells inorganic reanimation, shifting the ground beneath them, and Kimimaro sprouts bones from that ground, jettisoning them towards Jiraiya, but he's able to dodge easily. He yells for Tsunade, but she doesn't listen. She charges head on, getting stabbed from all angles, but the wounds are getting mended almost faster than they can be made. She runs and grabs the tail of Manda, spinning the giant snake around like a toy before launching him with her monstrous strength, giving Jiraiya enough time to summon Gababunta, who jumps in the air, slamming down on the Bone Garden, destroying everything Kimimaro had laid before them. But Manda had enough time to recoil, wrapping himself around Gababunta, suffocating him, constricting tighter the more he struggles. Pa-Toad yells, "Lad, what's wrong? Shake him off."
My arms are locked down. I can't reach my blade, boss. And without teeth, I can't tear him off.
Jiraiya begins to summon another toad when he stops, smiling when he realizes he's close. He sees a yellow flash. It appears before him, and a familiar voice yells, "Transformation Jutsu!" Gababunta is then turned into the Nine Tails, shocking everyone but Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya, who have seen this beast before. Everyone else is in awe at the ferocity of the beast and the anger in his eyes, as it tears its fangs into Manda's flesh, causing the snake to unfurl its body as it reels in pain and is thrown away. Jiraiya smiles. "Say, kids, you think you can help me out?" They smile as Kimimaro, Kabuto, and Tayuya rush them down, jumping from Manda to attack Jiraiya, who continues to speak. "I need to talk with my old friend Orochimaru, but these brats keep getting in the way. Think you can handle them for me?" Naruto smiles as his eyes become the fox ant Fuingan. He throws a kunai that was easily blocked by Kimimaro. But that was a trick. Team 7 now appears behind them. Naruto holding a wind style, Rasen Shuriken. Sasuke, his burning hawk's talon. And Nozumi, her tempest fist. They slam their enemies into the ground. As Nozumi yells, "I got glasses. You two figure out who you want." Sasuke smiles. "I'll take the girl with the summons." And Naruto groans. "So what? I get the creep?" Tayuya was launched into the trees and brush. Sasuke begins to follow her. Kabuto is buried into the ground, and Nozumi lands before him, yelling, "Get up, cockroach! I know that wasn't enough to do you in." Kabuto stands before her, not even a drop of blood remaining on him, as he states, "Cockroach? Now that's just rude, yet somewhat fitting, seeing as how you can't kill me." Yeah, whatever. Keep thinking that, dork, and you won't walk away from this. While Naruto uses his flying Raijin to keep up with Kimimaro, he lands before him, as he states, "So, creepy, looks like I'm your opponent." Kimimaro just watches unimpressed. "Fine, come then.
Let's see how I'll destroy you. Naruto throws a kunai, but this time it was sliced in half, destroying the seal on the blade, shocking Naruto as Kibimaru tells him, "You caught me off guard last time, but now I know what to expect." Naruto grits his teeth, looking at Kibimaru's arm. He was a bit off, but he knows his attack hit him. So why isn't there even a scratch on him? His new jutsu was way stronger than this. Maybe he didn't finish it? Maybe he didn't add enough power? He'll fix that in this fight, as Kibimaru exclaims, "You're just too straightforward, kid." So Naruto is left to face Kibimaru, Nozumi with Kabuto, Sasuke with Tayuya, Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Shizune stand atop Gababunta, who's in the form of the Nine-Tails Demon, as they stare down Orochimaru, Sakon, and Yukon, as they stand atop Manda. But I think we'll continue that next time. So, did you like it? Did you hate it? What you rate it? My voice started going out a little bit near there towards the end. Yeah, I'm sorry to get that. I don't say agita, I'm not Jewish, but that sickness, I'm coming down with the sickness, is coming back. I don't know when I'll be free of COVID, but I do know that I do have enough energy to record. Stay tuned for that really cool Sakura project. I think it's gonna be good, and if it comes up and people really like what I'm doing with it, it was originally supposed to be like a 3-part series, but now I'm writing it. It might be a 4-part series, but hopefully it comes out really nice and it's really entertaining and you guys love it. So I can do it for other characters, because so far I'm having a lot of fun writing this, and I really want to do like a breakdown for like a good character as well. But first, I think that it'll be more beneficial if we go through some of the worst written characters in anime. Maybe controversial too, but who cares? It's fun. Other than that, I hope you guys don't feel as bad as I do. Red, I'll definitely give you my Apex, whatever. Jesus Christ, my throat hurt. Love y'all. If no one said that to you today, I'm saying it to you now. Please take care of yourself. For peace, for love. OnoKage out. Peace.
Nobody speak, nobody get choked. If you run the homie, gonna get smoked. No time for the lame ass jokes. I'm the GOAT. You a gringo when that story's been told. I make money moves, controlling every view. Oh no, you got hella proof, but no one's helping you. What's wrong? Now you on your own, you really want to smoke? Oh no, Chico really done did wrong. What's wrong? The hollow meta in the sky list, bro. Keep talking crazy, I might go post though. Always trouble when they go too far. Nobody mess with me familiar. Father.